Top 10 places in the world to travel to during the pandemic. This pandemic has placed the world into a stop state. However, it went along with us across one thing. We can't sit tight for it to pass. Students who have experienced an exceptionally huge change, changing from conventional training to locally established online instruction, need a break like never before. So in this video, we are going to go over the top 10 places in the world to travel to during the pandemic. Number 10. Thailand. It's astonishing how something so well known can likewise be so cheap. Thailand's most mainstream seashores have somewhat of a lofty cost. However, on the off chance that you go somewhat further away, it improves and less expensive. Visit northern Thailand's Chiang Mai district for spending voyaging. As an understudy, there are a lot of things you should consider when you plan your movements, particularly now. There's not simply the assignments to discover reasonable flights or book a modest convenience. You likewise need to set yourself up to be as protected as you might be and prepare everything so you can appreciate the experience. Number 9. Cuba. Everybody needs to see Cuba. This tourist place is changing super quickly, so you should rush before it changes excessively. Cuba was once over the top expensive, yet now it tends to be a serious deal because of neighborhood convenience and organizations. In the worldwide fight to alleviate COVID, Cuba has arisen as the New Zealand of the Americas. The nation presently has the most reduced demise rate per million occupants in Latin America. In an ostensibly communist nation, state control and focal arranging have helped stem the stream. All lodgings all around set up with an inhabitant attendant, specialist and disease transmission expert and completely loaded with plentiful sanitizers and cleaning materials. Staff for the most part work 14-day shifts, followed by about 14 days at home. They are tried before each new move and consistently wear face veils when managing travelers. Number 8. Ukraine. Ukraine is one of the most secure and least expensive nations to visit in Europe. The beachfront city of Odessa is quite possibly the most frequented puts in this nation, and you should try Live out. In Live, you can discover month-to-month costs for convenience at around $200 to $300, which makes it a convenient end your late spring occasion and disregard the isolation the rest of the world is living in. Number 7. France. France has limited travel from the UK. This movement limitation applies to air, vehicle, ship and train travelers. In the event that you were because of your movement to France, you should contact your movement administrator. The UK FCDO currently exhorts against everything except fundamental travel to France. Know that those going to France will presently need to self-separate on their revisitation of the UK. Voyagers from the UK can enter France without having to self-confine. France has presented a Declaration sur l'honneur that expresses those showing up via ocean and air need to state that they have no COVID-19 side effects and haven't been in contact with any individuals with affirmed cases. Due to COVID, US State Department allocated France a Level 3 travel advisory, which suggests that Americans re-examine travel. Before COVID, the US State Department relegated France a Level 2 safety rating. This was really standard for Western European nations. London, Spain and Italy had a similar rating. Sentimental, exemplary and brimming with a novel appeal, Paris is effectively one of our number 1 spots to visit in France. Cheerfully, local people disclose to us that, by and large, Paris is protected around evening time. So appreciate those evening glow walks, Parisian ducks and supernatural nightcaps at bars where Hemingway composed his books. Number 6. Indonesia. Have you ever been to Bali, Komodo or Lombok? These spots have gotten colossal notoriety in the previous years for an explanation. However, they remained truly modest. From distant rainforests brimming with creatures to white sand seashores and savannas, Indonesia is an altogether new world for you to find. In spite of the fact that movement isn't as straightforward as it was before the COVID pandemic, worldwide travel is conceivable and fringes are open. Yet there are extra travel prerequisites set up. The most striking distinction between traveling to Bali now instead of making a trip to Bali before the pandemic is that you will require a visa to enter. Section to Indonesia for sans visa sightseers is as yet suspended, and it's required to remain as such for years to come. Number 5. Turkey. Since its currency is a lot more fragile, Turkey is the ideal spot to visit. This is an interesting travel location, driven by Istanbul, perhaps the most wonderful urban areas universally. It was once home to the Ottoman and Byzantine empires, so it has an astonishing history installed all through its domain. Furthermore, for summer fans, there are some astonishing Mediterranean seashores, extravagant yet modest, in bundle bargains. As Turkey's fundamental travel industry area has been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic in the rebuffing year 2020, experts look for choices to expand their items for a superior season in 2021. The majority of the inns in the southern region of Antalya, the travel industry area's heartland with a bed limit of almost 600,000, have shut their entryways until the following Christmas season, which is required to begin in April 2021. Almost 3.3 million vacationers visited the bright Mediterranean territory in the initial 10 months of this current year, a 77% decay year-on-year, as per the Common Directorate of Culture and the Travel Industry. Turkey, the world's sixth most mainstream travel objective and support of numerous developments, invited some 9.46 million unfamiliar guests during the initial 9 months of 2020, Turkey's Culture and Tourism Ministry declared on October 30th. For the whole year, projects remain at around 12 million travelers, far beneath a year ago's number, to avoid anything related to an immense loss in income. In 2019, revenues had hit a record $34.5 billion with an excess of 45 million unfamiliar guests. Antalya alone, with its brilliant seashores and archaeological highlights, facilitated a record number of almost 15 million unfamiliar travelers. Number 4. Romania. When talking about Europe, individuals suggest traveler centers like Paris or Venice. They scarcely ever notice the astonishing excellence of Romania. The Transylvania area is totally breathtaking and offers something for everybody. In the event that you visit this area, it will presumably fall high on your number 1 travel list. Most significant vacation spots in Romania are effectively open by open transportation. However, travel via vehicle is maybe the best and most ideal approach to find Romania's enchanting towns and to arrive at attractions situated in regions with restricted transport or train administration. In certain zones of Romania, states of streets, the number of sluggish vehicles, and even the degree of adherence to traffic guidelines and basic street civilities might not be quite the same as what you know about inside the USA or Canada. Number 3. Argentina. Argentina has endured numerous monetary downfalls. It's a loss to pass up the great spots with staggering worth. You can even get private spaces for 2 at around $20 to $25 in Argentina, while lodgings cost about $7. A portion of the spots to visit this year are Buenos Aires, Córdoba Salta, and the Cascades of Iguacu. Lively, stunning, and staggeringly different, Argentina overflows with life. From the beautiful roads of Buenos Aires, Patagonia's far-off wild, Argentina has the parcel to A-list wineries. Argentina's cosmopolitan capital city, Buenos Aires, flaunts traffic roads, a flourishing bistro culture, and complex cafes. Investigate the numerous unmistakable areas, for example, stylish Palermo and the flourishing La Boca, complete with unrehearsed tango exhibitions, or the extravagant Recoleta, to give some examples. Number 2. Mexico. Mexico is a good spot and another misconstrued objective. There are various astonishing spots you could visit there. You can have an exciting excursion inside its fringes, from the clamoring Mexico City to Chiapas states and Oaxaca. Furthermore, remember about the Yucatan Peninsula. Mexico City is known for its beautiful bedlam, clamoring parks, exciting nightlife, and indecent traffic measures. Mexico City today, however, is unique. Dissimilar to objections worked considering the travel industry, Mexico City is a working, living, high-speed city. It has the most impressive number of COVID-19 cases in the nation, and local people pay attention to the pandemic very. As a rule, covers are pervasive, the roads are packed less, and even the once stuffed metro leaves guest space to move around. Most nightlife spots stay shut, however select bars are resuming with strict guidelines set up. Hours are restricted, food is served, covers are required, and temperatures are checked. Galleries are open by arrangement. In the city's total square, the Zocalo, expect temperature screenings before entering any noteworthy structures. Number 1. Vietnam. Spots like Ha Long Bay and Sapa are packed with travelers, so they probably won't be the greatest places to visit until the pandemic completely passes. Pack your sacks and visit stunning spots like Ha Giang, Tam Kok, or Phong Nha. Dinners cost a couple of dollars, while neighborhood brews can cost meager as $0.2 a glass. Set up your papers to submit them before the school year closes. Vietnam is preparing its travel industry returning methodology with the dispatch of a CNN international TV advertisement welcoming explorers to consider Vietnam for their first occasions post-COVID-19. Vietnam National Administration of Tourism authorized the 32nd clasp, which includes a portion of Vietnam's top travel industry, items and objections, and closures with the sentence: when you're prepared to travel once more, why not Vietnam? VNAT Pioneers said the TV ad intends to help explorers remember Vietnam's charms and recommend the nation as a protected and luring location for travelers in 2021. With that being said, here we come to the end of our video. Be sure to subscribe and thanks for watching Best Top 10 channel.